there, and welcome to Influence, a show all about the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. I'm your host, Jessica Graves. Today with me, I'm excited to have two of our students in the College of Ag and Life Sciences who have been interns with the Mississippi Aquarium this summer. First with me is Miss Madeline Hunter. She is a junior in biochemistry. Madeline, welcome.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
So let's first talk about how you got involved in this internship opportunity. So you spent quite a few weeks with the Mississippi Aquarium as part of our new internship program and collaboration. So tell us about maybe why you chose this particular internship and walk me through what that process was like.
Absolutely. So first of all, as you said, the internship is a partnership between the College of Ag and Life Sciences, College of Forest Resources, and the Mississippi Aquarium. So I learned about it through being a College of Ag and Life Sciences ambassador, which is a role that I've really enjoyed over the past year and a half now.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard about it, I knew I just had to go down. It's an 11-week internship where you work closely with the animals as a veterinary intern.
Yeah.
And just the more I heard about it, the more I wanted to apply.
Yeah. Awesome. And we've talked a little bit offset about your particular interest in conservation. So obviously this opportunity stood out to you particularly for the conservation learning experience. So tell us a little bit about that. What's your particular interest in conservation?
Absolutely. So ever since I was little, my parents always had us outside riding bikes, just going to parks, doing hikes, and I always loved the outdoors. And as I grew older, I began to understand that there's this issue of we need to have these conservation efforts and different things for our planet. And so since I've gotten to college, I've really wanted to seek out those opportunities, whether it's, you know, donating into the Student Green Fund or doing multitudes of things throughout the College of Ag and Life Sciences. So once again, this internship really aligned with that because at the Mississippi Aquarium, they're actually rehabilitating and releasing Kemp's Ridley sea turtles, which are a critically endangered species of sea turtle that get cold shocked. And so they treat them for this injury and then re-release them. And we actually got the chance to do that while we were down there this summer.
How cool. Definitely something that not everybody gets the experience to do.
Absolutely not. They're federally protected, so you can really only interact or touch them if you have some sort of if you're with a vet team or otherwise certified to do so.
Speaking of the vet team, a little bit more specifically about your particular role, you actually worked with a veterinary team kind of in-house at the aquarium and then also got to do some research. Could you tell us a little bit about those things?
Oh, absolutely. So Courtney, who you'll hear from in a minute, and we were both down there and we worked with the veterinary team. It was really incredible just to get the chance to learn firsthand under these people. A lot of times as an undergraduate, you don't get the opportunity to do any hands-on learning with these very protected and valuable animals, but sloths, turtles, fish, so many amazing types of animals that they had there, and they let us do hands-on learning such as ultrasounds and examinations and so many cool things.
How fun. And you are wanting to go to vet school long term. So this was definitely an opportunity to kind of prepare you from a very different perspective, perhaps than what you would get in the day-to-day of your biochemistry major.
Oh, absolutely.
What about some of those, we talk a lot about the bulldog family, but specifically in the College of Ag, we have a lot of diversity amongst our student population. And really beyond that, we also have a lot of diverse opportunities for students. And I think that's something that you felt really strongly about in kind of looking for this type of opportunity because it really speaks to the diverse opportunities for Cal. So perhaps what kind of word of encouragement might you give to other students within the College of Ag who may not be going in that traditional pre-vet track?
Absolutely.
How would you say this opportunity really prepared you maybe for vet school in the future?
I would say that choosing the College of Ag and Life Sciences for pre-vet, although a lot of people don't expect that route, especially since I'm not interested in treating large animals, I think it needs to become something that's expected because with this internship, I not only got to learn more about exotics and other animals, but I also got to strengthen my basic skills in veterinary medicine, such as taking x-rays, ultrasounds, giving injections, going through surgical procedures and different anesthesia procedures, these basic things that all students need to learn. And I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity outside of the College of Ag and Life Sciences. But there's so many majors within the College of Ag and Life Sciences. I mean, you can major in nutrition, you can major in animal and dairy science, in biochemistry like I am, and through all these different routes end up in vet school. So I think it's something people need to be looking at more than they already are, because there's such a multitude of opportunities that make you really stand out on those applications.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hope that that certainly does the trick for you in the future. So would you maybe highlight maybe the most meaningful experience of this particular internship program that you had?
I would say, all in all, the most meaningful experience of this internship was the confidence that I was able to gain in myself and in the community that I found that there was in veterinary medicine. I think in my previous experiences, I've only worked in small clinics, and it's been a very valuable experience. But to be able to work in this exotics field, I was really able to see that there's a community between different veterinarians at different locations throughout the country and throughout the globe. And it really made me think about how here in the College of Ag and Life Sciences in Mississippi State, we always say, oh, it's a family, even once you're graduated, even once you're an alumni.
Absolutely.
And especially sending Courtney and I down there together, we were both able to experience the community there at the aquarium with the other veterinarians, and also build that community just with each other as fellow Mississippi State students. Sharing this experience.
All right, you have given us a wealth of information. We're out of time, but I appreciate you coming on and sharing a little bit about your experience.
Absolutely.
Up next, we'll hear from Miss Courtney Story. She's an animal and dairy sciences major. Stay tuned.
Think you know ag? Think again.
We are creative.
We protect the environment.
We prepare for careers in medicine and conduct research.
We empower people and communities.
We are technology driven.
And we feed and clothe the world. We are the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences at Mississippi State University.
Hi there, and welcome back to Influence. As I mentioned earlier, we have Miss Courtney Story. She is a senior animal and dairy sciences major who also had the opportunity to share some time with the Mississippi Aquarium this summer. Welcome, Courtney.
Thank you.
We're going to jump right in to tell us about some of the day-to-day. So we heard from Madeline earlier. She's given us a little bit of perspective about the community there and some of those experiences. But tell us, kind of walk the audience through, what did you guys do every day? What was this internship really like?
Absolutely. So our day-to-day was pretty dependent on the vets. We got to do a lot of cool things like set up for major procedures and assist in surgery. We also did a lot of basic things like cleaning and making sure everything was organized. But the more rare things we got to do were every Tuesday morning we would go to water quality, and we got to learn all about water quality, which is awesome because some of my organic chemistry stuff really helped in that field. Yeah. And then every other Wednesday, we got to go out to the island with Dr. Holly Morocco and help her with some research.
Awesome. I'm really glad, selfishly, to hear you say that your organic chemistry class helped you with some real life application, because a lot of times students don't think about that. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about some of those research experiences. So I understand that you all got to do, like, you went out to the island and conducted some research, but you also had kind of your own research project working with sloths. Yes? Tell us a little bit about that.
So Madeline and I started a research project, and it was olfactory enrichment with a Linnaeus two-toed sloth, Tito.
Cool.
It was so much fun. And so what we did was every night we would put an enrichment item in there, and we'd rotate scents out, because sloths kind of have a heightened sense of smell, and we were curious to know if the different scents affected him differently. And so we rotated 5 scents out, and we would code his data every night. We went through training with Dr. Holly Morocco on how to code that data. And every night we got to watch Tito and how he reacted.
How cool. And so from a real life perspective, if you will, we talk about the opportunities that our students have in research and undergraduate internship opportunities. And so you've actually kind of got to roll a lot of this together in a bundle package with the Mississippi Aquarium. Talk a little bit about, you mentioned earlier about this, you never kind of knew what the day was going to hold. Let's talk about some of those life skills, like adaptability perhaps, or communication. Talk about some of those life skills that you've learned and taken away from this experience that will help you as you move forward.
Absolutely. I think it's exactly like you said. Adaptability and communication were very heavy in this internship. Of course, I worked with a team, not only the vet team, but also the ambassador team, the water quality team, and the research team.
Awesome.
And so every day you didn't know what you were going to be doing or who you were going to be working with. So being able to adapt to that situation and communicate with the different teams was very important.
Awesome.
And we also had to do some communication with the public too. So that kind of got me out of my shell and got me communicating with people I wasn't used to communicating with.
Yeah, awesome. You both have had really some similar experiences, but some different experiences. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, we may have undergraduate students, current undergraduate students, prospective undergraduate students who may be viewing this, parents, grandparents, whatnot. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe some words of advice? A student who's kind of on the fence, I really don't know if this is really what I want to do. How would you encourage a current student, for example, to do this internship?
Yeah, so I applied my first year, and I was really hopeful that I would get it, and I didn't get it. And so obviously that was a little upsetting, but I took it as an opportunity to learn and grow. So I spent my next year learning, and I took my resume and cover letter to the Writing Center here at Mississippi State, worked with them on perfecting that, and I also, spent some time practicing interviews and just basically learned, don't give up. You might not get it the first time, but try again.
Awesome.
It's definitely within reach.
That's really great words of advice. We're just about out of time, but I thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today. That's going to do it for this episode of Influence. We'll see you next time.